Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Career Therapy. My name is Coach Marty, and I am your career therapist. Today, I wanted to do a little bit of a recap of our group coaching call, where we started to explore some really fun things in the overlap of technology and the job search. The specific thing I want to talk about are these AI generators that are out there. There are ones for images and ones for text, and both of them can be pretty funny when it comes to the job search. For instance, if you want to use an app like Lensa to create an artistic headshot for yourself, well, I'll show you the one that I put up on my LinkedIn just today. And if you want to use some of the text-based AI generators, you can find some really interesting answers to questions in regards to the job search that I think are quite well written and balanced views on how to maybe deal with imposter syndrome or introversion while networking or different things when it comes to the job search. So let's take a look at a few of the things that I came across in our group call today. And just a reminder as we get into this, the group calls that I'm referring to are all part of the Career Therapy Unstuck coaching program. It's a month-by-month program that includes 2 one-on-one sessions per month, as well as weekly group coaching with the other people in the program. If that's something you're interested in and want to start doing in the new year as you kick off your job search and continue to build your career, head over to careertherapy.com and sign up for a free consultation where you and I can chat about your specific career development needs and see if coaching is right for you. All right, let's dive into this world of AI and see what kind of fun stuff we can find. The first thing I want to dig into is Lensa. It's an app that you can download on your phone. What it does is it takes your images and it gives you either 100 or however many images that you pay for, and you get some pretty wild results. You can see here a handful of thumbnails, but let's zoom in and see what they actually look like. You can see here we're looking pretty weird already. This is not quite something I would want to use as a profile picture, right? Maybe a little bit too odd, a little bit too regal. Oh boy, that is just an awkward looking thing. Okay, we're getting a little better, but that eye is a bit wonky. What's going on? Okay, this one almost looks like something I could use as a profile photo. But again, the eyes are just a bit off. Man, do they have the hair on point. I don't know what this is looking like. This is some sort of weird Steve Jobs kind of thing. Oh my Lord. I would use this any day for a profile picture if it was even slightly accurate to what I looked like in real life. I wish I was this badass. I don't know what's going on here. Just look deeply into my eyes. And we'll just start skipping through some of these because boy, did they look interesting. This is if I was like a mailman in some weird dystopian future. This I would love, but the eyes get kind of crazy. I guess I'm going to start some sort of regime in in a book like 1984. But you can see these are quite fun, and I'll just skip through. This, I think, is my favorite. I got to get this thing framed and put up on a wall somewhere. It is so odd and dystopian. I just love it. This looks like, I don't know, this looks like something that would be featured in the New York Times if I was a good writer and could actually be featured in the New York Times. But man, do these AI generators really come up with some cool stuff. I mean, this looks not too far off. I don't know. I'm very abstract in a handful of these. I don't know what's happening in this one. What an odd photo. Oh, here we go. Now if I'm going to go start some sort of futuristic cult, I think this might be the way I would go. I need to get a new pair of glasses that are a little bit thinner. Really just some wild stuff coming out of this. Maybe if I was trying to teach people how to get a job in the year 3025, we would be playing with some of these. This hair. Anyone think I should get this haircut? I think it might be the next kind of level up for me in this world here. What else do we have? And some of these get so awkward and weird. I don't even know what's happening with these. I like how small my body is with this one. And this one I actually used, I put on my LinkedIn for my LinkedIn profile picture today, because I think it's just a really interesting artistic sort of thing. It doesn't look that, weird or out there. It's just kind of a simple thing that maybe I could have paid a junior graphic designer to put together. So I just wanted to share a couple of those because I do think it's fun and funny and just amusing to AI ourselves a little bit here and there, right? But one of the things that you can do with this, if you want, let's say you don't have a professional photo of yourself, you just have maybe some low resolution photos of yourself, you don't want to pay someone to take a really nice headshot, you could actually use this software to create, a nice headshot for yourself. So this was one of those AI generated images. I just added it to my LinkedIn here, and I do think it looks pretty nice. My color scheme was already sort of a green and beige, and this is not a real image of me. This is a fake image that they put together through machine learning. This is a very odd thing, but it exists now, and so you can see it sort of blends really nicely. And I don't know if I think having a cartoon version of myself is really what I want to be putting out there for my own brand and business, but hey, it's fun to play around with. It's fun to just sort of see what it looks like, right? Now, this is all well and good for images, but I don't think images are really going to be the main way that people could use AI for their job search. I think the most interesting way you can use AI or artificial intelligence for your job search is to go and use one of these text-based AI programs that scans the internet for the best possible answers to questions and gives you some really interesting results. Now, I half expected these results to be a little bit out there, maybe a little extreme, because the internet can be extreme, but they all came back incredibly well balanced, maybe a little bit generic, but definitely, interesting, helpful in some cases. And I wanted to share a few of these questions with you because we went over them in depth in our group call, and I think there's some nice takeaways. So the first question I put in here is, what do I do about imposter syndrome? Now, this is chat.openai.com, and what it does is it takes your question, runs it through its machine learning algorithm, and tries to give you something helpful to answer your question. Now, don't take everything from these websites as truth, but do see what it gives you. The images you have to pay a little bit of money for, but the text-based ones are completely free. So we see here, imposter syndrome is a common feeling among many people, particularly those who are successful or high achieving. It's a feeling of self-doubt or inadequacy, despite evidence to the contrary. One thing you can do to address imposter syndrome is to recognize that it is a common feeling and that many successful people have experienced it. It's important to remember that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and that no one is perfect. Then I asked, how can I improve my mental health at work? There's a number of things you can do. Take breaks, stay organized, get enough sleep, exercise regularly, eat well. Talk to someone. If you're struggling with your mental health at work, it's important to talk to someone about it. This could be a colleague, manager, or a professional counselor or therapist, or a career therapist. Don't be afraid to reach out for support when you need it. It gave us really measured answers to all these different things. So I highly encourage you to take some time and go into here. And if you have any burning job search questions, how do I answer different interview questions? What do I do about my resume? We tried all sorts of different questions here, and I just wanted to share this with you and with the community because, sometimes we get really caught up in our head during the job search. We get really worried that it's a stupid question to ask. I don't want to ask a stupid question. I don't want to look stupid. But the truth of the matter is that these are common, ubiquitous questions that everyone struggles with at some point in their career. If you're struggling with something, it is not weird, it is not odd, it is not abnormal. You are just like everyone else, trying to figure it out. And sometimes we can turn to a friend, sometimes we can turn to a loved one, sometimes we need to turn to a professional mentor or a professional coach. Sometimes we can turn to artificial intelligence and see if there's any good answers out there. I do feel like this is a more fun way to do this than to go to Google and type it in, because Google's going to give you 1,000 articles that you have to sift through, and half of those things are going to try and sell you something, if not 99% of them are going to try and sell you something. So at least with this AI, it's more conversational, it's more fun. You can really just sort of ask a bunch of different questions, ask it in different ways. You can ask it to, if you don't like the answer, you can ask it to try again, and it'll spit out a totally different answer. So give it a shot, play around with this stuff. If you're interested in this technology, see if you can utilize it to help your job search. And let me know in the comments what questions you ask the AI. Maybe we can play around with this, put in some more questions and see what it spits out and make some more videos down the road. One of the questions that I asked it this morning that I thought was actually really fun was to write a job search meditation. And if you subscribe to this channel and turn on that bell or whatever the things you have to do to get notified these days on YouTube, you'll be seeing that video coming out down the road. Good luck with whatever you're doing to build your career right now, whether that's moving up the ranks internally or trying to change jobs and move out of the company. We're here to help you at Career Therapy. We want you to succeed. We want you to have a balanced career that you feel good about. And if you need help with any of that, head over to careertherapy.com, set up a time to chat with me, and let's see what we can do with your career moving forward. Thank you again, and I hope you achieve everything you want in your career.